All right, welcome back, everyone. Kevin Price again from Kingsland, Georgia, Camden County High School, sitting here with Camden High School Athletic Director Welton Coffey. And of course, Welton Coffey knows all about football. He's a former football coach himself and certainly knows about Wildcat football, being an assistant coach and a head coach here. So obviously, we're excited to talk to Coach Coffey today. Big news, as everybody probably knows by now, at the 7 o'clock hour in the evening, Camden County former head football coach Jeff Herron is coming back for round number 2 with the Wildcats. I don't think the expectations have changed for Coach Herron or for the Wildcat faithful here, but we're going to talk all about Coach Herron coming back to Camden County, to Kingsland, Georgia, and to this Wildcat football program and what it means for the Camden County High School and this community. So we heard from Coach Coffey earlier today. Coach, maybe just a few questions that are kind of similar, but then we'll get into some different things here. But obviously a big day for Camden, a big day for the athletic department. We appreciate your time. I think you'll probably sleep well tonight. Number one, that this part of the process is over, and now the fun is kind of going to begin with bringing Coach Herron back and seeing where this thing goes. But how excited are you? How excited is the athletic department? How excited is the high school, and what's kind of been said around the community today?
Well, it's been a busy day, of course. There's no question about that. We're excited about the opportunity to name a new head coach here at Camden County High School. And it's a name that everyone is familiar with Coach Jeff Herron. Everyone knows his legacy. And he's done some phenomenal things, not only on the field, but off the field. So to be able to hire a coach like that, let's say he had never been here. When you look at his resume and the things that he's done, he is a guy that you want to be part of your program and part of your community.
No doubt about it. And of course, you know Coach Herron well, as a co-worker, as a professional, but as a personal friend. I've kind of met him and dealt with him on a lot of levels. And the people out there in Camden, the people all across the state of Georgia, and really everywhere in America that believes in high school football being a big thing in their community knows what Coach Herron can do. And they probably would like to have Coach Herron if they could. But you've got him back, and that's kudos to you guys. And Jeff Herron, the man, though, is probably better than Jeff Herron, the football coach, and that may be hard to believe.
And when you're talking about people in leadership, that is one of the things I think we always look for, especially now in the administrative role. What does this person bring to your community? What do they bring to your athletic program? What are they going to bring to the kids? And again, we've got a man with great character, great integrity, has a great work ethic, and that's where you want your children to be around a person like that.
And we talked earlier, what does Coach Herron bring? You kind of talked about a lot of it, but what does he bring to the table that maybe Camden has been missing, in recent years, or what? I mean, just what makes Coach Herron what he is on the field? I mean, obviously, unprecedented success, but all the character things you talk about, how does that play into Friday nights and winning football games?
Well, I don't know about what's been missing, but I will say this. There are some people that have a unique skill or a gift to bring people together. And I think Coach Herron is one of those gentlemen. And then simply I can say that simply because of working with him, for him, alongside him. I got to know his family pretty well over the years. I've had the opportunity to coach both of his sons. So he there's no question in those aspects, just like a number of men who are successful in leadership roles, he has that unique ability just to bring things together.
And talk about him as a football coach. Obviously, he's been married to that wing tee. I think it's obviously worked for him here and elsewhere, but he's kind of evolved as a coach. I know he told me recently that he's learned some things where he is now at Tennessee Tech that I'm not sure if they're going to line up in the wing tee or if Camden's going to line up in the spread, but there'll be some wing tee principles in it, and he thinks he can be successful with some of that. But, we saw a physical defense, a fast defense. We know you guys on the offensive side used to pile up the points left and right, and half the times the games were over before halftime, and we were all able to enjoy some popcorn and some soft drinks in the press box and everywhere else, and just wait for Coach Herron to do his post-game interview and kind of cry a little bit and all those kinds of things, even if he won. But Herron, the football coach, what are y'all expecting? Much of the same with maybe a little bit of maturity in there?
Well, one of the things goes without question that comes with jobs such as this. What we're looking for, and I think I'm comfortable in saying this, is to put our kids in an advantageous situation. And again, we're not just talking about wins and losses. We're just talking about character as well. I really believe those are the fundamentals that all great coaches, all great leaders build upon. So when you're talking about Coach Spires, Coach Coffey, Coach Walsh, you're talking all these men who have come through here. That is something I think Camden County has grown accustomed to having, and that's what we continue to desire to have. With Coach Spires now leaving and going on to another situation in Kentucky, he's done an outstanding job in that perspective and that aspect as well. And we look for Coach Aaron to come back and pick back up where those things were left off.
And Coach, if you will, I don't know what you're at liberty to share, and the process may have been very involved, but at the same time, it seemed to run fairly smoothly. I mean, you guys made it to this point pretty quickly after Coach Spire resigned. What was kind of the process to bring Coach Aaron back and to end up where you are with Coach Aaron coming back?
Well, again, I don't think it's any different than anybody else's. We collected resumes. We had a window of 2 weeks where things were opened up where people could apply. We got a pool, if you will, of candidates, and we got it narrowed down. Coach Aaron happened to be one of the candidates within that particular pool. We had some discussion about how things were going to be done from there, but the superintendent took lead with interviews. And he kind of took the lead, or took the bull by the horns, if you will, and moved on with that. And this is what we have right now.
Okay, awesome. And talk about Coach Aaron. Obviously, he set the bar pretty high when he was here. State championships were the goal. He won one in 2003. You guys won them back-to-back in 08 and 09, and knocked on the doorsteps of some other ones. And he kind of talked about, creating a monster down here. And at times, the fan base got disgruntled if Camden lost in the quarterfinals or the semifinals. And now they might realize, hey, that might seem pretty good. But what would the expectations be for Coach Aaron? Will it be region championships, state championships, or what are y'all talking about now?
Well, you play the games to win the games. And I don't think that's any different than any coach in the United States of America. You play the games to win the games. But again, Coach Aaron is going to bring a tenaciousness. There's no question about it. He's going to bring a wealth of knowledge, again, on and off the field. So, again, we're expecting great things from them, but we expect them to maximize the talent level that we have here. We all know that there's definitely those who have been coaching. There are a lot of things that have to go right in order to win a state championship. And we have been blessed here for a long time of being on the winning end of some big ball games going deep in the playoffs. So we're looking forward to seeing what now can come forward as Coach Spire now has exited and resigned and gone on to do some other things, and Coach Aaron is coming in.
And Coach, a valid point. When Coach Aaron came here the first time, it was kind of the perfect storm. The community seemed to be coming together. People were ready to take this football program to a new level. Kind of seems like some of those things in the community may be happening here. I didn't realize that maybe the community is growing again, and driving around, you see real estate popping up and houses popping up. And for Coach Aaron's luck, it might be all coming together again. He might be the one to kind of sit in there and help bring this athletic department back in close, ties with the community through this football program. We all know what big time high school football means. We've seen it right here in Camden, and we see it in other places. And that's kind of what I want to ask him, but I can ask you too. Not that Coach Aaron can't do it. I know if anybody can win, he can. But the landscape in 7A is even tougher than he was when he was here the first time. And I actually talked to Adam Carter, the coach at Grayson. You know him well. Of course, he's a Herron disciple. He comes from that Herron coaching tree. But obviously he's got a heck of a program up there, and as teams like Grayson, and they're just, I don't know if everybody's like Grayson, but there's a lot of good teams out there right now. But he expects that Coach Aaron is going to have Camden right back in the mix in Region 1, and then he's not going to be surprised if Camden's going deep into the postseason right away. I mean, do you feel like Coach Aaron can come in here and change it just like that?
Well, I tell you what, and I don't mind saying this, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say that. When I say this, Coach Aaron's expectations for himself are far higher than we ever can believe.
Right.
You understand? Because of just the way he goes about doing things and working. So again, I know that sometimes now on the outside we talk about, well, let's be realistic about some things. But I guarantee you, when you're in those coaches' offices, the word realistic doesn't even come up. It's about getting the group to come together and getting a good product out there and going out and competing. Because we already know on any given Friday night, right, we heard all the cliches, anything can happen. We've got a good pool of talented young men here. Okay, there's a different dynamic in which we play in and play with. Absolutely. But the expectations do not change. He'll come in, he'll have a plan. No question. He'll put together staff that people I think will be proud of, and then they'll go out and perform.
And Coach, don't know if you can answer this yet. I know some pieces were coming together, but are you at liberty to say who else might be coming here with Coach Aaron?
Absolutely not at this particular time. You like how I led into that one?
Just what I expected. That's okay. I'll put that on Coach Aaron. Just talk about what football means to a community. Not only the bond that we see on Friday nights and what a high school football team can do. We saw that with Coach Aaron, but obviously the revenue. Camden's probably no different than anybody else. Football kind of supports it all, and you need a good football program to get you through the rest of the school year, because we're all dealing with COVID-19. And let's be real. I don't know the finances of it, but you guys took a hit. Everybody probably around the 912 took a hit and had to just do the best you could. But I know there's some guys that like Coach Aaron. They're going to be back in the mix raising money, and that's good to hear. And if this community's kind of buzzing again and growing again, that's good to hear. But talk about what football can do in a place like Camden County for a whole community.
Well, there is no question. I said this a long time ago. In programs such as a Camden County or some of your, if you will, rural high school programs. Jacksonville has the Jaguars. Atlanta has Atlanta Falcons. Miami has the Miami Dolphins. Tampa Bay has the Buccaneers, Super Bowl champ.
Imagine that.
We have the Camden County Wildcats. There are many times that we've been on coaching trips, and we're coming to the airport and everything after doing some studying in some field and visiting some places. And people know Camden County. They know about Camden County, and that's a direct reflection on the school system, what we're doing in the athletic program, and particularly what we've been doing in football. It's an important piece. It has credibility far outside of South Georgia. So that's something to take pride in. It means something to the people here, and we're excited for people. We're excited about people being excited about getting on board once again and pressing forward towards the mark.
Awesome, Coach. Well, again, we took up too much time with you today, but you're gracious as always with your time, and you haven't had much of it here lately. Like I said, Coach Coffey's going to sleep well tonight, and probably sleep well for a good while now, knowing that the football program is in good shape, and they have this part of the puzzle behind them. But Coach, we'll do it new school or old school?
Wait, let's go ahead and shake hands.
Okay.
We're already this close. Let's go ahead and shake hands, okay?
But Coach Coffey's a good guy. He's doing a good job here at Camden. He's always been in our corner with 912 Sports. We certainly appreciate that. And it's going to be interesting to come down here and talk more football and more about Coach Aaron with Coach Coffey and the Wildcats. So for Coach Coffey, I'm Kevin Price. Thanks for your time, Coach, and we look forward to doing it again.
Thank you. Be blessed.